the monkey lovers out there in England, down under, the States, around the world, in Kowak. Monkey lizards make very good lovers. That's right, it's true, we're very good lovers.
It's true, Mikey. It's true. Very good lovers.
It's in the song. Yeah, it's got to be true, right?
It's got to be true. Not sure whether that's the right intro for Lego, but it's a nice, relaxing Sunday. Anyway,
gets us in the groove. I don't know what for, but we'll see. We'll see where it leads.
So it's just you and me, Mikey. Just chilling out, relaxing. It's all good.
Well, thank you for having me.
Oh, bless you. Do you want to give us a little intro, Bob? Just a little one. All right. Okay, then. Welcome, everybody, to Monkey Lizard Lego Builds. I'm your host, Bob Rum, and introducing the TJ, producer, toy and video game collector, average jester, and as you've just heard, incredible lover, and leader of the Monkey Lizard Army. It's Salacious Rum. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, we're back, aren't we? We're back for some Lego. Yay. Who have we got, Bob? Who have we got? Well, with us today, an OG general of the Monkey Lizard Army, Star Wars lover, and art connoisseur. Salacious, I think we have a problem. It's time to call Mikey in Houston. Welcome, Mikey.
Hello, folks. Thank you. Happy Sunday to you.
What are you building today, Mikey? What are you building today?
Well, behind me, I have the Razor Crest, which is pretty cool. I'm trying to move it, and I don't know how to move it in the screen properly. And we get 5 minifigs with that. You got your obligatory Baby Yoda, moving backwards, and Mando. What?
For the Lego nerds out there, what's the reference number on that one?
Yeah, it is 75292.
Awesome. No, that is a beautiful set. I have seen that built before. I've not seen it being built, but I've seen the end product, and it is incredible.
Yeah, and when the show first came on, I knew that there was going to be a Lego set of the Razor Crest. I thought, oh, I'm definitely going to get that. And this is going to be my last Lego set, because I really don't have enough room for any more big ships. But then, spoiler alert, some things happened to the Razor Crest. I thought, wow, am I still going to build that? Or
I know.
Pretend I did.
I know. Imagine how us all of us HasLab backers felt.
Oh, yeah.
But actually, to be honest, the HasLab looks incredible, and the Lego, if you've got, and now because the HasLab one's coming soon, it's even more tempting to get the Lego one so you can have them kind of next to each other,
right.
So that'll look really cool. What minifigs do you get with that pack?
So you get Mando, Grogu, Grief Karga, and we get an IG-11, which is cool.
Nice.
I've had an IG-88 up with my minifigs, and then you get a Scout Trooper. You don't get two, so you have to use your own to reenact the bit where they capture Grogu and then get beat.
Well, that's cool. Well, we were going to start. We have got the 8080. Oh God, must move my camera. That's better. We have got the 8080 to build. We were going to start this. Yeah, it's massive. Well, it's not the UCS one, but it's still pretty big.
That's right.
And we were going to start this last week, but you had some technical problems, unfortunately, which you've now resolved, and your internet looks brilliant now. So I did start I know it's slightly different schedule. We did start the Brickheads, but I've got to
Wait, I can't see it.
But I've got to finish it, haven't I? I've got to finish it, and I am a slow builder, so while you start the Razor Crest, I am going to finish. I've got to finish the Brickheads, so
absolutely,
it's going to take me more than it's going to take me a good few weeks to build the 8080, I think. So, right then, so let's get the camera set up. We've got Connor in the house. Connor's joining us at the moment. Connor Fuller, how you doing, Connor?
Hi, Connor.
Says, "Hey lads." straight out of the box, and it's screen. Well, straight out of the box, it's screen accurate. Very good.
I'm going to switch to my hands cam.
Lego cam. Oh, look at that.
Oh, but I had to position it out of shot so that. Okay, so I don't know if this is the smartest way to do this. Yeah, when I have the placemat there, it looks more, the color, the white balance gets more normalized. So I think I'm just going to use it with the placemat there.
Well, I've got you full screen, and we can play around a little bit, and we're in no rush, so we can optimize your view, and you can have a little look. So yeah, that looks really good. Is that a massive mouse? Is that like a table-sized mouse mat you've got under that as well?
Yes.
That's awesome. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, I did that especially for building Legos, and then I kind of stopped building sets for a while, but I still like having it. It's got a little dusty there, but
no, that's good. That's good. Because having I'm doing totally the wrong thing. Having a hard surface, because basically if you drop them, they bounce, and then
right.
So I think what you've got is much better than what we've got. So that looks good.
I love it. Yeah, I would look into it. You can find the big gaming mats, right? In fact, I've got it all over this desk, which is quite large. So I don't ever need a mouse pad either for just regular work either. It's the whole table is my mouse pad.
Well, Bob, to be honest, I mean, you've been doing this a while now, and you ain't got any sense, have you? Got no sense. He's got no sense, Mikey. He's got no sense. Right. So let's get the instructions back out.
Now, I've never had a conversation while building Legos, so we'll see if I can walk and chew gum at the same time.
No, that's okay. It's just a chilled Sunday afternoon. Let's put that there.
I guess I can mute that.
This is as far as I got last time. Like I made the what do we call it? The cradle, I suppose you'd call it.
Yeah, I think they called it the pram. In the show, I think.
Yeah.
Who was that? Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
I want to see the baby. It looks great.
Just a bit of fun, these little brickheads. Just a bit of fun.
I haven't done one. Let's look into that.
So it's going to give us a nice little opportunity anyway to get to know you a bit more, Mikey, because we've kind of been friends in the chat for it feels like quite a while now.
Yeah, we're chat friends.
And that's why in the description said you're a proper Monkey Lizard OG, because you've been watching Monkey Lizard, watching our silly shenanigans from the very beginning, it feels like.
Yeah, I tuned in for the game streams. I think that was the first time I was ever in the chat on one of your live streams when you're playing all those awesome games during the shutdown where everyone was stuck at home, right?
Yeah, you witnessed me break down on a couple occasions, I think.
Oh, if you're referring to Walking Dead. Yeah, I remember that. That was powerful.
What a good game that is. Those I tell you what, those Telltale games are right up my street because they're so immersive and the storytelling is just superb.
Yeah, I agree. It was a lot of fun. And I think I've mentioned this in the chat before, but I don't play any video games. I think I played Guitar Hero years ago, but I don't have a gaming system. But I got interested in watching game streams because of a couple of YouTube videos that I watched that were talking about just how storytelling is evolving, with the way games are headed, and get so they can choose what the characters do and that kind of thing, and the actual storytelling has become quite advanced. So I thought, well, I don't play any video games, but let me how can I see how how some of these stories work, and then I remembered, or I saw your game stream, and I thought, well, let me go in there and check it out for myself. I've been hooked ever since.
Well, as you know, I'm terrible at computer games. Absolutely terrible. I've always loved computer games, and I've always bought them, but I've never been brilliant at them. So those Telltale games, which are basically a decision-based, point and click decision-based games, seem to be right up my street. Unfortunately, Telltale Studios are out of business now, so finding games that are as good as that and that kind of ilk has become quite a bit harder. But
that's too bad.
But The Walking Dead had me because God, I was streaming that every night basically, and it's such an immersive story that you couldn't help but get involved emotionally with the characters.
Yeah, they do a really good job of that, and they do a really good job of making some of them hard to like.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Right, so we've got some people filtering in, which is cool. We've got Mr. Ghost in the house. Mr. 1000 Ghost is here to say hello. So, some great Lego contents. Welcome, Mr. Ghost. It's myself and Mikey in Houston. We all know Mikey. This is the first time I think we're getting the opportunity to have a chat with him and get to know Mikey a bit more. So, should be fun.
Long-time fan, first-time streamer today.
We've got a good friend Rozaf in the house as well.
Hey, Rozaf.
How you doing?
I can't see the chat, so if anyone is,
I'll keep reading it out as it comes through. So
okay, thanks.
Connor says the Razor Crest looks good. Certainly does.
Let's see here.
So how long have you have you been a long time YouTube? Because before we started YouTube, actually making content on YouTube, we've been watching YouTube, probably moving away from terrestrial television and watching a lot more YouTube on-demand content. Probably, I seem to remember there seemed to be a shift around the Olympics time in 2012 in London, where a lot more content started going on YouTube. And so for many years,
right.
we were a lurker in the chat for many years, like watching a lot of streams and chatting by the name of Quacky and Monkey Lizard. And how long have you been watching YouTube for, Mikey?
I really started watching it in earnest during the shutdown. It was right around the time that I found your stream. I was mostly just a Twitter person. There were a couple of Star Wars streams that I would check out, and fandom streams that I would check out. But I didn't watch it nearly. I didn't watch the as many live streams as I do now. And I never. I'm not a toy collector either. So it was really by virtue of being a fan of y'all that I started tuning in for those toy streams too. So I can vicariously enjoy the collecting vibe without actually spending any money, which is awesome.
That's very clever. That's very clever. Very clever. Connor says, first time, but we're delighted to meet Mikey.
Thank you, Connor. Nice meeting you.
And Rolando, we've got Rolando in the house as well.
Hey, Rolando.
Mr. Rolando. How you doing, Rolando?
The Rolandolorian.
Mr. Ghost says it's nice to put a voice to the name, Mikey.
Yes, 1000th Ghost. I've seen your streams before too. You got a lot of stuff there behind you in the streams.
I think Mr. Ghost is like a living. He's got a living toy museum or a living toy shop.
I wondered if you live in a toy shop there, and it just made it easy to just set up the camera and go.
Mr. Left Coast is here as well. Mr. Left Coast. Hello, Lefty.
Hey, Left Coast.
Hello, Lefty. We're building some Lego, Lefty. So we know you're a Star Wars fan, and if anyone follows Mikey on Twitter, I've got your Twitter address here. Actually, I'll just up. Oh, there we go. It's Mikey in Houston. You're on Twitter and Instagram, actually. But if anyone knows Mikey's Twitter account, you are very fond, as I am, because I like a lot of what you post. You retweet and repost a lot of Star Wars art and graphic art, and is that something you collect, or are you just a fan of science fiction art or fantasy art? Or
a fan. I have a wall of fan art and movie art. Maybe on another stream I'll turn the cameras around and show some of that. But it's not extensive. There were a few accounts when I first joined Twitter. The Force Awakens came out, and there were a lot of folks, finding and tweeting Star Wars art at that time, and I was really excited about that movie. And some of the accounts that were tweeting fan art, I retweeted a lot of that, and decided I want to go search out that stuff too and share it, because I don't know, it's just neat within the fandom, all the art that comes out, and you go to those conventions and stuff and you have artists showing their wares, and it's just really neat. And I guess it's kind of my version of toy collecting, except again, it doesn't cost any money to find the stuff on the internet. So. For
sure. And there's some amazing stuff being made. I mean, there's people in our community. There's people literally within our community that are making some of it. I don't know if did you see Simon Richardson's Indian ink art? He's done 2 pictures for us now. He did a Salacious Rum piece and a Pilly Yum Yum piece as well, which is just incredible.
No, I didn't see that. I'll have to check that out. Is it on your?
I'll retweet it and I'll tag you because you'll like it. It's I don't know the technique of Indian ink. I don't quite know how he does it, but it's incredible. It's black and white and just brilliant. What's Bob Rosaf saying? Bob was blown away to be on your list. Bob was blown away to be on your list last night, friend. Such a compliment. Oh, bless him. That's Rosaf. Well, thank you, Rosaf. Yeah, thank you. Special. What you sent me was special, so thank you very much. Oh yeah, we did a Thanksgiving special last night on Free Men and the Monkey Lizard, and we don't have Thanksgiving in the UK, which is funny, really, given that it was kind of derived from English pilgrims that have travelled over the Atlantic. But no, we don't celebrate it. So got Mr. Gerard Kane. Hello, Gerard. How you doing?
Hello, Gerard.
Look how professional Mikey is compared to Bob.
What? I'm gonna get like 20 pages into this and realize I messed something up back on page 3 and have to retrace my steps, I think.
I always do that, so don't worry.
Yeah. With Lego and with IKEA, I'll always put something on backwards, right? And know it until you have to take it all apart again. All right, 2 of these.
Oh, well, I've already made a mistake, so there we go. Now I've found what I've done. So what's everyone up to in the chat? Let us know what's going on. What's going on with you guys? Anything interesting? Anything going down today? It's bloody miserable here in England. I don't know what the weather's like with you. I suspect it's nice and warm. It's horrendous here. It's borderline snowing. It's freezing cold. I haven't left the flat this weekend because it's been so miserable.
It's very temperate here during even during the winter usually, unless it's freezing. So it's kind of nice out today. Well, I mean it's cloudy, but not cold. Let's see here.
Now I've started getting a bit of an obsession, developing a bit of an obsession with all the stuff that's going on with SpaceX and Elon Musk. Now I only bring this up because obviously I know you live in Houston, and you may have no interest at all in space. But I was just curious whether you do or not, and whether you're aware of all the Elon Musk shenanigans that are going on.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I watch the launches when I see a link to them, so I follow it to that degree. But I don't know. I never know in advance, what the schedule is or what their timelines are for missions. So
how far away is Boca Chica, in Texas from Houston? How far away is that?
that's a great question. I think it's in West Texas, right?
I'm not sure.
It's not near me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's where he's
I think-
building. That's where he's building his star base, and
that's right.
I've got obsessed with. Do you know there are YouTube channels that just stream 24 hours a day, live coverage of different camera angles from all around Boca Chica? Because it's basically, I mean, it's this. What he's doing has never really been done before. So obviously, the space industry has pretty much been the reserve of state governments, and
Right.
so like when NASA have been building their rockets, or the Russians have been building their rockets, it's always been behind closed doors, and you don't really see it until it gets to the launch pad, or a documentary is done. But he's basically been buying up most of this small coastal village called Boca Chica. One end of the village, he's building a multi-launch pad facility with like 4 different launch pads, and at the other end, a couple of miles down the road, he's basically his factory where they're at the moment they're building 5 starships at once. And his plan is to build 1,000 starships, which he's calculated he needs to build in order to colonize Mars. So what a crazy guy! What an absolute, and he's an absolute genius.
Sure.
But
is he also cloning himself?
Yeah, there are all these houses in Boca Chica that people are still living there, like in between the launch facility and the factory, and so there were just cameras everywhere filming everything. So when I'm not doing anything, I've got the webcams up of Boca Chica watching what's going on. Absolutely crazy.
That sounds fun. Yeah, I should check that out. I'd heard about that project, but I didn't hear any more updates about it, and I haven't been following it. So, when you asked about the space program, I wasn't even thinking about the space town he's building.
Got just Jonathan Redmond's in the house. Hey,
Jonathan.
Hello, Mr. Blinky. How you doing? What's he saying? Sunday roast escapee, Blinky. What about? Left Coast says breakfast on a terrible rainy day in Vancouver. Weather alert floods happening, shortage of gas, and
Oh no.
oh, good. There's some crazy new variant of the thing that we don't speak of going on at the moment. That everyone's going crazy about. So there's no point in turning on terrestrial news over here because everyone's panicking about this new variant that's apparently sweeping across Africa. Ghosty says, Bob, I am hitting WDW on Wednesday. I'm hitting WDW on Wednesday. Is there anything you'd like? What's WDW? I don't know what that is, Ghosty. Is that a shop? Is there anything you'd like me to pick up? Ghosty, you've sent enough to me, and I've not sent you your pack. By the way, I am so sorry to those people that are awaiting packages from me. But I have for genuine reasons been delaying sending them out. Every time I get close to sending them out, something else comes through. So I've been building up a little stock of Salacious Rum stuff. So it's all my packages will end up being Christmas presents for people, but you should all get them before Christmas. But no, I've had all these postcards and magnets and stickers made, but Mr. Ghost has got a particularly special package from me because he sent me a load of treats, American treats. So I reciprocated, but he just hasn't received it yet. So no, absolutely not, Mr. Ghost. I do not want you to send me any more stuff. You've been overly generous as it has been, you big daft fool. So thank you.
Did you ever get any of that candy popcorn that we were talking about on the game stream?
I didn't get any of the candy popcorn, but Mr. Ghost sent me a load of stuff that I've not had before. Awesome. And my Salacious's Earth mum and Earth stepdad, Shane Blade, I've tried it all and we filmed them. And I've got so much footage. I'm still editing it. Awesome. And we got them to rank everything out of 10 space bananas. And I've got some absolutely hilarious footage. It's still on my editing desk at the moment. It's one of these projects that I'm so slow and I want to get this one right. I'm about 3/4 of the way through the editing, so it will be released before Christmas, but real life keeps getting in the way.
We'll be out in time for the holiday push.
Yeah. Jonathan says, didn't Cobra Commander have his own little town in the middle of nowhere as well? Just saying. We've got John Giesler in the house. Ahoy, Mikey.
Oh, hey, John.
Is that your friend, John?
Yes. John and I grew up together. Big Star Wars fan there, too.
Oh, hello, Mr. John. Thanks for stopping by. Hello there. Hello.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, John.
Connor says, well, Jonathan. Connor says, well, Jonathan, I woke up this morning to my arch nemesis staring at me from my tree. I'm getting obsessed.
Arch nemesis? Is that a squirrel or a...
I don't know what he means. I don't know. You'll have to let us know, Connor. Blue Harvest. Hello, Mr. Blue. Hello, Blue. Hello, Blue. Chris is in Disney soon. Oh, Walt Disney World. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what Ghost is saying now.
Oh, right.
Oh, Disney. Oh, it's because I know why he's saying it now. It's because they've made the 6-inch Salacious Rum action figures in a creature pack, and you can only get them at Walt Disney. Ghost, I would love to say yes, please do. But honestly, you've sent me so much, and shipping to the UK is crazy. So please do not worry about it. I am coming up with some plan, because when I do get those creature packs, I'm not getting more than one. I'm gonna have to get an army of those bloody things. So I will politely decline the offer, but I very much appreciate the fact that you've made it. So you're a gentleman and a scholar. So thank you, but don't worry about me. I will get Salacious will get his hands on those little things. I'm sure. I'm gonna get him. Don't worry, Ghosty. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get loads of them. Blue, I've not seen. I have been following the Leicester Toy Shop tour, which has been a brilliant series, but I've not seen today's episode yet. Did you see me? So I'm guessing you're in this episode. So we will definitely watch that later on after the stream, and we'll definitely leave a comment. So don't worry. We'll watch it. We'll watch it, Blue. Don't worry. We'll watch it. Have you been to Walt Disney before, Mikey?
I've been to Disneyland in Anaheim, but I've never. I've never been to the one in Florida. Although my sister works for them, and I went out there to Orlando for their wedding, but I never went to the park.
Oh no.
Okay, I've done something wrong here.
Jonathan says, saw your cameo in the latest Leicester Toy Shop video. We'll watch it. We'll watch it, Blue. Oh, he's posted a link there anyway. There you go. You can't fail to watch it now. There's a link for everyone in the chat. He says he's famous. Bless him. Shaneblade. 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 I think it is a squirrel that Connor was talking about, I think. I don't know. Connor's looking into a rocket launcher. Here's Mr. Tim. Mr. Tim! Hello, Mr. Tim. How you doing? How are you, Tim? It's been a while. You all right, Tim? My good friend.
Hey, Tim.
Rozoff says, Elon Musk Town sounds like the town. Do you know, if you've watched Transcendence of Johnny Depp, it is very much like that, because he's got a whole area just with solar panels. There are those bloody robot. There are those Boston Dynamic dog robots walking around the place. It is absolutely nuts. So, what's your first memory of Star Wars, Mikey?
Okay.
You mean the hit documentary series, Star Wars, Bob? The hit documentary series.
Right. That documentary series started when I was 10. I all these years later, I feel like it was aimed at my age group, right? So it was kind of perfect. And I remember the summer of 77, I guess. I was going into the 5th grade, I think. And I remember the previews, the television ads. And I thought it looked like a really cool movie about a castle in space, with swords and stuff. And I begged my parents all summer to take me to go see it. And the town that we lived in didn't have a movie theater. And so it was kind of a project to get to one. And so it took a lot of begging, but eventually they relented, and we went to see, it was at the end of the summer, and it was already in a drive-in theater. So we drove the 40 minutes or whatever to go to the drive-in theater and saw it, and it changed my life. It changed my young life.
Yeah.
And then I obsessed over it for, until today.
Did you you say you don't collect the toys anymore, but did you as a kid? Were you
when the action figures finally came out, because they didn't, so we were excited for action figures that Christmas, that first Christmas, but I don't think action figures came out then. You got a little coupon where you could order them later because they didn't have the production really up yet. And so that first year I did get a few of the action figures, but not very many. And I don't think any of the vehicles. And then I got into other things. I never got to the point where I was collecting the figures. I had a handful of them. If You remember the Micronauts toy line?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got several of those, which came out a little later, maybe a couple of years later. And then I got into building model planes and stuff, more so
Cool.
than I did the toys.
Now we had like Airfix over here. It was one of the
I don't
big
know what that
model
is.
brands.
Oh, okay.
Can you remember what type of models you were building?
My favorite ones were the World War II fighter planes.
Oh yeah,
So the Mustang and the Spitfire. That was awesome.
What a beauty! Yeah.
Yes. And then the German plane that
the Messerschmitt.
Yes, right. Yep, those were cool. I had a ship model of the aircraft carrier, the Enterprise, which took a long time.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
The RAF, the Royal Air Force Museum, is not too far away from me in Oxford. I think it's called RAF Dulwich, and it's a huge airfield, and there's like a massive huge hangar for all the different eras of British planes, and they've got the Spitfires and everything, and but it's also the home of the American Air Force Museum in England, which is this massive futuristic hangar made by Sir Norman Foster, and it's got examples of some of the really incredible American planes throughout the year. So it's got it's dominated by a B-52, and it's also it's got an SR-71. Is that what you call it?
That's not a small plane either. Yeah.
No, it's absolutely huge. But it's just incredible.
Wow.
And but it's a great place to go because they regularly do. Last time I went there was about 2 years ago, and they had a fleet of Spitfires doing some runs by for everyone, and the sounds of those Merlin engines are just incredible when you see them in real life. They just sound incredible.
Wow. Yeah.
But I really want to go to. I love going to places like that, and I really want to go and see all of the. I don't know. I know a lot of it's in Florida. I don't know whether there are space NASA visitor centers and stuff in Houston. I don't know whether that's a thing, but obviously you've got all the Kennedy Space Center and everything. And
yes, there is south of Houston. I think technically it's still within the city limits of Houston for political reasons, but the Johnson Space Center south of Houston, between Houston and Galveston.
Okay.
They have tours there too, but I don't think it's the same kind of setup as the Kennedy Space Center tours, which I think is probably the
one to do.
Popular. Yeah. I've reached the point in Lego building where I'm staring at the instructions and can't figure out where the pieces I'm holding are supposed to go. it's like, I can't see you. So there's two of these. Where
I always find putting it down and forgetting about it for a minute or two, having a drink, and then re-looking at it.
A drink might be a good idea. I did just find it. It's on the corner here. It's very subtle. they could use an arrow.
It's because when you're just staring at it for like an hour, you kind of you lose you can because it'll be staring right at you, and you're just not, your brain's not like comprehending it. Hey Joey, how you doing, Joey? We got a Padawan collector. Hello, Joey.
Hey, Jerry.
And Kat, we got Kat here as well. Hello, Kat. How you doing, darling? How are you doing?
Hey, Kat.
Joey and Kat. Ghost says, thanks for the idea to help Josh. I didn't know. Yes, I haven't said that yet. I'm sorry. As we know, our good friend Josh Anderson had a fire in his house and basically destroyed his kitchen. And over Thanksgiving, he had to evacuate his house, and he's been staying in a hotel with his family. And they're okay. No one got hurt. And I've been chatting to Josh. Like, is there anything we can do? And I know it looks like his insurance is going to come through, but it's clearly gonna. This whole thing is clearly gonna have some financial dent to him. And John Joker has kindly set up a raffle for him that he's going to be doing on his stream. And I just said to Josh, look, if you can you send me your PayPal address, and when I do streams over the next few weeks, I'm not going to take any super chats. It feels kind of wrong to be asking for not that I normally ask, but so please don't send any super chats. But if you do want to help Josh, I've put his PayPal account at the bottom, and anything that you do send him, I'm sure he would. I know he would be very thankful. If you want to do that, but it's obviously there in case anybody does want to do that and help him. So that's why I put it there. I'll just leave that streaming on my streams now for the next few weeks, so until he's sorted anyway.
That's wonderful. Yeah, Josh is a great guy.
Yeah, super nice guy. I've never. He's in everyone's chat. Right. He's such a great friend. I've never heard him say a bad word about anybody. So, if do a small thing for him, then. Right, now I'm bloody stuck. I'm doing a much simpler Lego build. Let's have a bit of water. Where did I put it? So I was saying to Mikey just before we went on air, I bought the world's smallest action figure. Well, it's not really an action figure, but I'm good friends with the Blacked Out Ewoks, and he likes collecting a lot of vintage action figures, and he's a big sci-fi fan, and we both love. I'm sure everyone in the chat does, but I'm a massive Star Trek fan, and he got me collecting these 3.75 Star Trek, the motion picture action figures, and so I've got a couple of them, and I was like, are there any Star Trek 2 action figures? Because I can't recall seeing any. And he was like, no, they didn't make any. So I was searching the internet, and I found these little miniatures that are from a role-playing game, Star Wars the role-playing game, but they were made for Star Trek 2 Wrath of Khan, and they're on a Star Trek 2 Wrath of Khan card look. So this is the closest thing I could find to a vintage Star Trek 2 Wrath of Khan action figure. And this is unpunched on a beautiful card, and a tiny little miniature of Khan. I just thought that was awesome. So
yeah, it's neat looking. That card is good looking too.
Yeah, so it's just a nice little. Doesn't scale obviously with the 3.75 Mego, but just a nice example of a 1982 vintage Wrath of Khan card look. So there you go. Thought I'd show people that came in the post today. Got Blue Sasquatch. Hello, Blue Sasquatch.
Hey,
How you doing? How you doing? They used to come in box sets too. Do you mean the Wrath of Khan miniatures, Blue? Yeah, because if you mean that, they also have some of the bases and some of the vehicles as well you can get. So, Thousand Ghost says Ertl made Star Trek free. I know. I've been buying those So I've got a couple on card coming in the post. But I did get, so you'll like this blue, you'll like this ghosty. I have got the Christopher Lloyd figure Klingon here, loose,
Nice.
and his weird Klingon dog.
What?
Yeah, there you go. Look, I don't know what that was. It's cool, but
That's
he always
awesome.
had his dog in the film. So I got those loose, but I am after. I have got the Spock on card coming. I just thought they were neat.
That is really neat. Now I've reached the point in the build where I've put something together backwards and have to take it apart.
Nice. They are nice. They're nice, those figures. I'll tell you what else. I'll tell you what, Ghosty. I've got something else that you might like. Give me a second.
There we go.
So these came in the post yesterday, or the day before yesterday, Mr. Ghost. So these are the Ertil die-cast ships. These are from Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, but they made them for Star Trek IV as well. So I'm on the hunt for the 4 ones. But I've got the Enterprise, and I've got the Klingon Bird of Prey. And what's nice about these two is they came straight out of an unopened carton. And so they're both unpunched. And the cards are absolutely immaculate. So I'm on the hunt. I'm on the hunt for some JW acrylic cases to put these in.
Those look great. I really like
yeah, very nice, and just totally immaculate cards. So I'm back on Star Trek again now. During the whole Next Generation era, I used to buy all the Playmates figures, and I got super nerdy into my Star Trek.
Where do you stand on Deep Space Nine?
One of my favorite shows, actually, and it's really weird because at the time I was dubious about it. So I loved, I loved Next Generation. So my favorites, my favorites were always the movie series. So I loved the movie series. Loved Wrath of Khan. Loved The Voyage Home. Even like I even like Search for Spock. Final Frontier is a bit of a dud. Undiscovered Country is great. And then I used to watch Next Generation after school. And I love the Next Generation. Then when Deep Space Nine came out, I bought the VHS tapes as each episode came out, and when you put them all next to each other, the spine shows like one big picture of the wormhole. Yeah, so I've got all of those on VHS.
Wow.
But I was dubious after the first season. I was like, oh, I'm not sure. But if you go back now and you watch the whole thing, I think it's probably some of the best Star Trek ever made. You end up with that Dominion War and just absolutely great. I think it's brilliant.
I really like Deep Space Nine too. In fact, it's the series that I've gone back and watched all the way through. I really like it a lot. No, I haven't gone back and watched all of Next Generation. And I didn't even watch all of Voyager when it first came out. But I have since gone back and picked up a lot of episodes on streaming that I had missed at the time. And I don't think I gave it full credit. It was better than I thought it was at the time.
I need to rewatch Voyager. Hey G-Force. How you doing?
Hey,
I sent you the link on Instagram if you want to join us. I sent you the link. Ghost says also Playmates made figures. Yeah, so it was Next Generation that got me into the Playmates. I've still got some of my. That's actually funny because when I was collecting the Playmates, I wasn't sure whether to take them off the card or not. and so I took some of them off the card and then put them back in the card and sellotaped the bubble back to the card. Just made a complete mess of them. But I've still got a load of my Playmates figures. Blue had all the Star Trek merch back in '84. Got Greedo with a Speedo. Greedo. He says there's the sexy monkey lizard. That's right. I'm here. Ghost loves those. I think that's the Turtles. Thank you, G-Force, who's the one person that hasn't hit the like button. Thank you ever so much. There's 18 people watching at the moment. It's Mikey.
Oh, great.
That's cool.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us today.
Blinky says, I never understand those people who only like Star Wars or Star Trek and not both. They even look at you funny when you say you're a fan of both. I know. Yeah, actually, some of my friends at university were like diehard Star Wars fans, but hated Star Trek and thought I was odd that I liked it. But anyway,
yeah, that is weird that the fandoms kind of split, and sort of famously. I think that's not uncommon, right? I mean,
no.
Weird. Okay.
TS9 is Ghost's favorite too.
Oh, great.
And Mr. Connor. Oh, here's a good shout from Blue Sasquatch. A what if show, Star Wars versus Star Trek.
Mm-hmm. I'd watch.
I'd watch that. Creedus says Next Generation was cool. Rolando likes all the Star Trek TV series. Got Sherry in the house, Salacious. Sherry! Hello, Sherry. Sherry says, hello, Monkey Lizard. Hello, Sherry. How you doing? How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Bob's building Lego with Mikey in Houston. He's doing a terrible job at it, though. Aren't you, Bob? Aren't you? It's terrible. I'm not doing good. Mikey is endeavoring. Mikey's endeavoring to build the Razor Crest. I have bottled out of the AT-ATs, although I have got it probably next week. I'll do the AT-AT. And I'm just doing a little Grogu brickhead, trying to finish this off because I did start this last week. So, your good friend Salacious Mark Hauser is here. Mark Hauser, get your ass to Mars. I've got 5 kids to feed. I wish I had free hands. Salacious, our number 1 submariner, is in the chat. That's Scuba Pete.
Hey, Scuba.
Scuba.
I remember Scuba from the game streams too. We were all in the chat back in the day.
Yeah, God, I mean, it's probably over a year. We've been on YouTube over a year now, so it's amazing how quickly things go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Rolando says, I'm actually watching Deep Space Nine now. I'm where Odo just found his home world.
Ah.
Yeah, the changelings and that whole storyline's cool.
You're going to make me want to watch it.
G4 says, since I'm late, you two fine fellas can run the ship. I won't intrude. Oh, bless you. It's entirely up to you. I decided I'm gonna try and stick to a regular Sunday Lego stream now as well. I'm just gonna call it Monkey Lizard Lego build or Salacious Rum builds with friends. Anyone that wants to join the stream and build Lego can. I've got a one of these pro licenses, so I can have up to 10 people on the stream. So there's really no problem if anyone wants to join. The more the merrier. We're just shooting the breeze, chatting Star Wars. So How's the entrance theme coming along? I'm sorry, Greedo. I'm sorry. I've got to it yet. Greedo recorded some guitar for
wow.
us, which will be part of Salacious's ring walk when he faces off in the US Championship Wrestling match against America's Most Wanted, which we will be streaming at some point towards Christmas. I'm sorry, Greedo, we've not recorded any lyrics yet. We've just been way too busy, but we will get to it, I promise. So thank you for sending that to us. Mr. John Joker. Hello, John Joker. Hello, John Joker.
Hi, John.
Mr. Ghost says Star Trek, Transformers, and Star Trek, Transformers, and Star Trek Planet of the Apes comics were odd. I don't know if I ever saw those. Are they like crossover comics? Don't think I saw those.
I haven't seen them either.
Are
But there's a lot of comics I haven't seen.
Are you a comic book fan in general, Mikey?
I'm a fan, but I haven't been a collector. That's kind of the answer for the day, right? I really like that, but no, I don't collect them. There was a time when I had Marvel subscriptions, but then I gave several of those to John, who was in the chat earlier when we were younger, because John and our friend Charles collect comics and sell them at conventions too. Conventions. Cool. So they have lots of comics.
Nice.
So if I ever need any, I know who to talk to. But I have a Marvel Unlimited subscription currently, just so I could catch up on the Star Wars comics, the Vader and Dr. Aphra and that stuff. And that's a lot of fun. I really like those.
Oh, that Vader comic's brilliant.
Yes.
Something. God, the chat's on. Joey, the Padawan Collector, says he likes the J.J. Abrams new Star Trek movies. I like the J.J. Abrams new Star Trek movies. And Star Trek fans always say, how can you like that stuff? The new stuff is what got me watching the old stuff. So it brought me to like the old stuff. Yeah, exactly. I don't understand how... What I don't understand is when people get so irate that it turns to hatred. I mean, that's just crazy. There are some series or some episodes I like less than other ones, but I'd never like go, that's it, I'm never watching Star Trek again because of J.J. Abrams. Right. No, hell no, I'm going to watch all of it. I'm glad they're making more Star Trek. It's exciting that there's so much coming out. I mean, I might not like all of it, but I'm glad they're making it. So I agree with you, Joey. If it brings more fans to Star Trek, and if people then start seeing some of the old stuff, then that's got to be good. I think.
And now we've reached the point in the build where I have a handful of pieces that I didn't put anywhere, and I'm at the end of the bag, and I start to question my existence.
Well, let's put you on screen a bit. That is a Lego. That's Lego for you. They always give you extra pieces that question your sanity,
right?
And we'll see further down the line whether you whether any of those were essential pieces or not.
I mean, these look like little lightsaber holders, and there aren't any Jedi in this set. So what's going on?
Yeah, those Lego Master Builders.
I'm gonna do a quick tour here and see if these pieces showed up on some page I missed. Oh wait, there's that.
Salacious Blue says, if that's Salacious, who was in AMW's trunk? I escaped. He tried to get me. He tried to abduct me and assault me. I got out and I got away. I got away. Got away from him. Right, AMW. Watch out for him. He's sneaky. He's sneaky. Ghost says Star Wars left us behind in 1984. Trek picked up the stick and ran with it in 87. Very good. Mark's having his morning coffee ritual, getting ready to go back home in a couple of hours. Sadly, vacation is over. Oh no. We have Grogu eyes, I think. Grogu eyes.
Excellent. Well, I didn't find a page with these little parts, so I'm just going to put them aside. And that's way more for one bag than I'm accustomed to, though.
Yeah, that does seem like maybe you've missed something.
Maybe I missed a page. Yeah, I mean, but they're tiny, so how critical could they be?
Exactly. I think you'll be all right. I think
They're not load bearing.
You'll get away with that one. Yeah. Mark wants to hope everyone's celebrating Thanksgiving and has had a good one. Thank you, Mark. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. G Unit says lightsabers, blasters, iron cannons, the Force versus phasers, photon torpedoes, Kirk's sexual prowess. I think Star Wars would win the what if. Be good, be interesting.
Okay. Well, I underbuilt Mando's gun. That was responsible for several of it. So yeah, I just had a little pistol and I didn't pay attention to the extra pieces. So that's where that lightsaber piece came in.
There we go.
And I got a double of that. So mystery solved. Moving on to bag 2.
Mark Hauser, photon torpedoes are amazing. Absolutely brilliant. When the Enterprise D fires off those torpedoes. Right. Yeah, fantastic. I used to love the introduction to Star Wars: The Next Generation, just the sound effects and the first 2 or 3 seasons. They're still using the Industrial Light and Magic models, before it fully goes digital. And you see the Enterprise just slowly panning across the camera, and the light change across the hull, and they've got that kind of space nebulary kind of sound effect. And the hum of the engines, just absolutely brilliant. That's what they don't do anymore with modern science fiction films, I feel. They don't have those slow panning camera shots past the ships. All these space camera shots now are really quick edited, quick paced, with crazy camera angles. And I think that filmmakers are missing a trick. All those slow camera angles panning across the ship are kind of like homage to the old World War II films, of seeing the camera pan across the Spitfires or, the Blue Bell or whatever. So J.J. Abrams needs to slow down all of his crazy edits. Just sometimes...
I agree.
Just let us see the ship. Let's see the camera pan around the ship and take in the ship. Yeah, all right, Bob. All right, calm down. All right, fella.
Okay, so we've got Grogu, tiny Lego Grogu. So
let's have a look. Let's have a look again. Oh yeah, really cute.
Yeah, he is.
There you go.
I don't think there's a pram with this set. Although I did buy one at Comicpalooza in anticipation of needing it for this Grogu.
Oh, cool.
So we'll see if he fits in that. The pram that I got. So
how often do you build Lego sets, Mikey?
I have. I don't know. I built a lot of them that I gave away. I think I've told this story before in the chat. In 2005 for Christmas, I got that big Star Destroyer.
Oh,
And built that, and then built several other ships. And I had the Slave One back then too.
cool.
But after building a bunch of them, I realized I haven't really put any effort into having a space to display them, and so it was just I just had them on one of my desks. And then I moved to a smaller place, and I had them. I took them apart, disassembled them to a great extent, and put them back in the boxes. And then I just fell out of tune with it, and I ended up giving those sets away. So then I restarted about 3 years ago, and so now I just have. I'll build maybe one a year. To answer your question, what was the question again? How often? Yeah, about once a year. This is the first set. This Razor Crest set is the first one that I built this year. I had a Y-wing. I have a Y-wing that sat in the box for a few years, and I just built that one last year. So about one a year.
GeForce wants to know: is Mikey really from Houston, or is it all just a rouse?
It's part of the brand. Yeah, I'm not from Houston, but I've lived here for 20 years.
There you go, GeForce. He's from the planet. John says he's from the planet Houston, GeForce. I think that's a nice Superman reference. I think that, isn't it?
That one is lost on me. I don't know Superman well enough to know the planet Houston, but
I'm pretty sure in Superman 2 with General when General Zod comes down, they come to Earth, and I think I might be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure they're speaking to the Houston's, space center, and he says, "What planet is this?" And he's going, "Houston, Houston." I'm pretty sure he goes, "Planet Houston."
I see. Wow, that's a deep pull.
I may be absolutely battering that. So let us know in the chat. Did I get that right? Something like that. John says yes. Superman 2, correct. Yay! Oh, don't Bob, you got one right. You got something right. Mark's off. Must pack and hit the road. Much love to everybody. See you guys later. Mark, have a safe journey. Have a safe journey home. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe, won't you? See you later. Bye, Mark.
Bye, Mark. I was on mute. Bye, Mark. Okay, wow. So this is what I have at the moment.
Wow. Let's be on full screen. Let's have a little look. Cool.
And that's bag 1. And then the instructions for bag 2, it's going to look like that when it's done. This is a big bag.
Oh, just move the instructions down a little bit. There we go.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
So yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot in that bag to get from here to that. So.
Well, we've been going an hour and 10 minutes. You let me know how long you want to go. There's nothing's planned. This is just a chilled Salacious Rum builds Lego, and we'll go for as long or as as you want to go, really. And we can pick it up another time. So,
well, judging by my speed on bag 1, I don't know that I'll make it through bag 2 before everyone gets hungry or falls asleep.
Is this a
long day?
Is this a good time?
I can start.
You can start, yeah, okay. It's up to you. Entirely up to you.
Let me. How long did you? Okay, it's been an hour and 10.
We've done an hour and 10. We've been going an hour and 10 exactly.
Yeah, let's check in again in maybe 20 or 30 minutes and see
Okay.
how we feel. I could do 2 hours.
Cool.
I can do this all day.
We'll aim for 2 hours, and we'll aim for 2 hours.
Let's do that. I think that's a good cutoff point.
Cool. John says he also lands in the water and says, "So this is Planet Houston." He does. I remember that. I do remember that. I didn't do a very good impression though, because he has got an English accent. So I should have. I think it's more something. Let me try and. I can't remember the actor's name. Let me try and channel Zod.
That wasn't Terrence Stamp, was it?
Oh, it was Terrence Stamp. For God's sake, of course it was. An absolute legend. And he's actually got. I think he's got quite a hard voice to do actually, because he's actually got. I think it's a southern accent, and he's got a bit of a. He's actually got a bit of a kind of posh gangster vibe to his accent. I don't know. That probably doesn't make any sense to somebody outside of England. But right, let me try and do a. I'm not going to be able to do it. So that's terrible. I'm gonna go and watch some Terrence Stamp and try to come back. I can't even get close to him. He's got such a distinct. He's got a sort of a slight Cockney, but kind of like a. It's not Cockney. It's not Cockney at all. But he's got a southern twang to his accents. But he also has got quite sharp pronunciation. But I think he's a hard one to do. And anyone in the chat can do a Terrence Stamp impression. Let me know. We'll be curious to hear it. I'm gonna have to go away and practice. I think. Terrence Stamp also voiced Jor-El in Smoothball, did he? Rawsaf says he's doing a Terrence Stamp voice right now, and it's perfect. Oh wait, no, it's terrible. Rawsaf, you joker.
I didn't know that that people in the south of England, just like in the south of the United States, also speak with a twang. I've never heard that before.
Well, I just don't have the language to describe his accent, to be totally honest, because in the south of England isn't like compared to America, it's not a large geographical area, but there are probably around 20 different accents just covering the south coast. And one end of the coast is very different to the other. So, and he's got a blended accent in there somewhere, and I don't have the language to describe what it is. But I know it's southern.
Right.
Let me just Google Terrence Stamp a minute and see if I can do some. Yeah, so he studied dramatic art in London. He was born in Stepney, London, which I think is South London. So, yeah, there's a definite London vibe, and he does play a lot of gangsters actually in a lot of London films. He was a great General Zod, actually, wasn't he, Terrence Stamp?
Yeah, he was very good. I don't know if I Superman 2, I think I may have only seen once back when it came out. Maybe twice. Yeah, so I don't remember any quotes like that.
So the only way I can describe Terrence Stamp is his voice is that I think Terrence Stamp has a working class South London accent, but because he went through stage school and has clearly, and has had when he went through stage school, they teach you how to pronunciate and all that kind of stuff. So he's now got a voice. He's now got an accent that if you weren't from England, you'd probably think was like Queen's English and posh, but it's not. It's got a subtle working class London vibe under there, but he carries it very well and speaks very well with it. That's not my best way of describing his accent. So there we go. A little Terence Stamp deep dive.
That could be its own weekly stream.
That's right. Salacious, we've got Messiah in the chat for you. Messiah! Oh, Messiah has entered the chat. Messiah's here.
Hey, Messiah.
John says Stamp has a voice of a narrator, meaning he has the voice of an angel. Yeah, he's got a. Don't get me wrong. What I meant to say there was not derogatory in any way. He's got a fantastic voice, and it's very unique sounding, which is where I can hear it, but I can't. I'm struggling to replicate it. I'd need to go away and it's one of those you'd have to practice, I think.
Okay, applying my first sticker.
Oh, I always get nervous about the stickers.
Yeah. It's high stakes game we play.
No matter how hard I try, I always get them slightly wonky.
Well, it gives it that lived-in look that we need for Star Wars.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, so this one goes this way. This one goes this way. So I guess those are little levers and control panels. We don't know what they control, but stickers. Oh, I was talking on mute again. That's awesome. Three of these, three of those.
In fairness, Bob, Salacious is the thespian of your flat. That's right, G-Force. That's right. Bob's got no talent. He's talentless. He's practically talentless in every single field. In fact, there's pretty much nothing about him that's special at all. That's why we call him Average Bob. Ain't that right, Bob? Thanks, Salacious. Always look to Salacious for a bit of a confidence boost when you need it.
Great way to start out a new week, just with the positive vibes.
All right, the Grogu ears are finally going on.
Ooh, nice. Oh, you're almost done.
Well, yeah, but this is only one half of it because there's still the Mandalorian, so...
Oh, right, okay.
That's how slow I am. This is the smallest set ever, and this is the second stream, and I'm only just finishing the first character.
Leave him wanting more.
John says, Salacious is a thespian. I thought he was a wrestler. I'm multi-talented, Mr. John Joker. I'm a brilliant wrestler. I'm a brilliant lesbian. And I'm a brilliant thespian. It's because I'm so generous, you see. I'm so generous. So outward looking. Anything I put my mind to, Mr. John Joker. Us monkey lizards can accomplish wonders. So there's a little rumor going around. This is a genuine rumor that a well-known character from Return of the Jedi might be returning in Boba Fett.
Hmm. I haven't heard that rumor.
It would make one little person we know quite happy, I think.
Oh. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Right, time to put Grogu in his cradle.
Looking good.
And I've got a load of spare pieces as well. So what on earth? What on earth am I missing? Let's have a little look. Ears look good. Arms look good. I think that's just the Lego builders. Oh no, is there something? I'll tell you what, I know what it is. These go around the back. How have I missed those?
Right.
And I reckon something goes on the back of there as well. I've missed something else. Something on the back of the cradle. Got Michael Reed in the house. He says, "G'day, Salacious, Bob, and Mikey." G'day,
Hi, Michael.
Michael. G'day. G'day, dear. How you doing, Michael? How are things in Melbourne? It must be late on there. Hope you're doing well. Right, where's the back of the cradle instructions? I think I missed something on there.
Oh.
No, maybe not. Maybe that is it. So let's just put him up. There you go. So there is the completed Grogu in his cradle, one half of the this little simple brickhead set I've got on the Mandalorian to build now. So little Grogu, bless him.
Excellent.
They're not as fun as the vehicles are where it's at, to be totally honest. The vehicles, I think there's more. I prefer making the vehicles, but these are quite sweet, quite nice little builds.
I prefer the vehicles as well. And then I started, you get the minifigs with the vehicles, and then I started since vehicles take up a lot more space, I kind of have to limit how many I'm going to go for, right? But minifigs, hey, I can get those all day. So
Oh, okay. Have you got a little collection of those? Have you a little?
I do. I'll show
cool.
them maybe on another stream. I'll set one of the cameras so that I can show that properly.
Oh, cool.
We'll take a look at that.
Cool.
But yeah, I ended up at some point I swore off any more vehicles because I was out of shelf space, and then I made some more shelf space so I can accommodate this Razor Crest. But this may still be my last ship. I may not make any more unless a really cool ship comes out. But
the minifigs are cool. I like the minifigs.
Yeah.
And some of them, I mean, they're so collectible. Some of them go for huge money now. It's crazy how expensive some of them are. The Salacious Rum minifig is an expensive one.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, there is. I don't have the Jabba Palace set. I will get that one day.
Always in that set. Okay.
It's quite an expensive set, but the Salacious Crumb Lego minifig is just one piece, like one molded piece, and it's tiny. It's probably about as big as the Grogu you've got there, and it's 20 or 30 quid on eBay just to buy that one little tiny piece. Right, let's open up the next bag.
Okay, what have I done?
Instructions. Bag number 2. We're on. Michael says it's 3:25 a.m. in Melbourne.
Oh my gosh.
Mikey, what are you doing? Bless him.
Now that's a fan.
Are you at work tomorrow, Mikey?
Yes.
I hate Sunday night sleeps when you've got work Monday morning, especially if you've got something quite important or serious on at work. I often get sleeping because I worry sometimes about sleeping in and then being late to the meeting. You know, I never have been, and I never, I always manage to get up, but it does give me some anxiety sometimes. Like, might set like 3 different alarms to like make sure I get up.
Yeah, I think Sunday night angst is it's a lot of people have that. I think. It's probably more stressful than Monday morning.
Oh, for sure.
Just the anticipation, right? Okay, so am I doing this right?
Fish and chips make Sundays better. Oh, I'm glad you said that because my mind just started going towards food, Rosa. And I was starting to think, oh, I wonder what I'll have for dinner later. And now you've just nailed it for me. Fish and chips, definitely. Battered cod, chips, salt and vinegar, tartar sauce.
That's good eating right there.
Yeah, and maybe some curry sauce. I don't know. Rosaf's just ordered. Oh, Rosaf. Do you know, I can actually smell it now, Rosaf, now you've said it. I can literally smell the fish and chips now you've said it. Do you have fish and chip shops in Texas?
I was going to say, after watching the Rate My Takeaway show that you recommended once, I've watched a lot of episodes of that, and that he finds a lot of chip shops, and it reminded me that there aren't that many. There's a lot of fried seafood, but not typical what you would consider fish and chips, right? A battered cod, for instance. I think things like fried shrimp are more common in the South. I think.
No, I'm not going to say no to that. That sounds very good.
Yeah, but no, there aren't. Considering how close we live to the Gulf of Mexico, there aren't a lot of shops that are, hey, we do fish and chips. There's there are a lot of chicken places, a lot of fried chicken places, and some of those do fish as well. But nobody kind of specializes in this. Not that I'm aware of. We don't have any chains for fried seafood that I'm aware of. In the Northwest, there are a few that are kind of fast food, but they don't exist down here. Fried chicken, much more popular.
Yeah. Mikey says it's Monday morning. Unfortunately, he's not working at the moment, but he did have fish and chips for dinner last night. So,
Nice.
And Jonathan says curry sauce with cod. With the chips, I like tartar for the or yogurt. And they do like if not tartar, a lot of the fish and chip shops around here they do like a yogurt and mint sauce, which is pretty common in the curry houses, and it's so you get a pot of yogurt and mint. That's really nice with cod. But actually, to be totally honest, Blinky, snapping a piece of battered cod off and dunking it into your curry sauce is pretty good, I have to say. And the fish and chip shop around here, they all do 3 types of curry sauce. So you can have, or 4 types. So you can have Chinese curry sauce, Irish curry sauce, which is got a sort of a tangier taste, and traditional fish and chip shop curry sauce. So sorry, there's 3 types of curry sauce. So there you go. There's curry sauce for everyone here in the Midlands of England. It's the curry home, the curry heart of England, and there's curry sauce everywhere.
We don't find a lot of curry sauce here either. I think that's probably true of most of the U.S., but we don't get that option a lot of places.
You can't travel a couple of miles here without driving past the curry house. So literally everywhere. John wants fish and chips now.
I kind of do too.
Yeah.
But
Ghost says,
go ahead.
Ghost says we don't have fish and chip shops in Denver, but but Epoch does. Epoch does, and I'll be there Thursday. So that's supposed to be Epcot. Epcot, I think it is. John says I'll make fish and chips for lunch. Thanks for the idea. G4 says hearing it pronounced tartar sauce is a first for me. USA tartar. Really? Tartar.
We say tartar. I don't want to speak for everyone.
Yeah. That's what I said. Tartar. Tartar. Is that different?
Well, I was just going to move on, but
let's move on.
A little different.
I love when we get into these kind of debates around how you call something. Mikey, does Houston still have Long John Silver's?
I don't think so. That was one of the places that I was thinking of, and I think that Houston used to have Long John Silver's. Not since I've been here, I don't think. Probably in Texas they exist somewhere. There, when I was referring to the Northwest, Long John Silver's is something that I know from there, not from here.
Okay. Michael says fillet is the #1 selling fish in Australia. Ironically, it's actually shark. Wow.
Is that ironic for the shark, or?
Blinky says US folks seem to be way more into hot sauce than curry sauces from what I've seen.
I think that's true.
Rawzaf is going for fish chips, mushy peas. Oh yes. Do you have mushy peas in America?
Not on purpose.
and curry sauce, fish chips, mushy peas, and curry sauce. I think I'm joining you. I think I'm going to go for that. And a pot of yogurt and mint sauce as well.
Yeah, mushy peas was something that I only learned about from Rate My Takeaway as well. I hadn't heard of that before. And I thought it was interesting. You know, mashed potatoes are much more common here, right? I don't know. Would you say that mushy peas are about as popular or more popular than mashed potatoes are?
Mashed potatoes you have with bangers mash. So you have a bowl of mashed potato, 2 large sausages, some onions, and then gravy over the top.
Mm,
Can't beat it. That's a staple working class English dish. It's called bangers for the sausages. It's called bangers on mash.
right.
So we would regularly have bangers on mash at school, or for one of the days of the week, you'd have bangers on mash. Proper wholesome, hearty eating. That is big bowl of mash. And if you really want to, go for it, you'd put a bit of cheese in the mash as well, cheesy mash. And but yeah, bangers and mash, classic English fodder there. Can't beat it. You also have mash sometimes with a roast dinner. You'd probably sometimes have like roast potatoes and some mashed potato, or mashed swede sometimes, which is a little bit like sweet potato, mashed sweet potato.
All right. Okay.
But you would rarely have mashed potato without gravy smothered all over it.
Yeah, that combination is very popular here too. Most of the fried chicken. I mean, we have more fried chicken places than we have fish and chips places, right? And I think probably most of those fried chicken places you can get mashed potatoes as a side, but no mushy peas that I've seen. I was going to ask you, speaking of the rate my takeaway, the English breakfast. He goes to a lot, and I noticed the tomatoes are they usually canned, tinned?
Yeah, and I have a problem with English breakfasts, like a real problem, because they're so nice, and all day English breakfast is just incredible, but
Yeah,
not particularly great for you, to be totally honest. And you can't go in an English hotel without there being a full all day breakfast English available for you the next morning, and so yeah, an all day proper English breakfast is baked beans, mushrooms, sausages, really crispy bacon. I don't like the only bit I don't like is the tomatoes, because it's like mushed up tomatoes, and that's the only bit I never have, because it just it's disgusting, but people love it. But yeah, it's typically tinned tomatoes, mushed up. I don't like that.
I was surprised when my dad and I, when I was in middle school, we took a trip to Ireland, and every bed and breakfast that we were at, we got something similar, not as hearty, but something similar to the English breakfast that you're describing.
Yeah.
Bacon, sausage, a couple of eggs, a couple of slices of toast, and then tomatoes. But they were fresh tomatoes, and everywhere we went, there were fresh tomatoes. So I was wondering.
Well, yeah, they're fresh. They could be fresh, but they're still cooked the same way. Fresh or tinned, it's still cooked the same. So yeah, in a hotel, you'd expect it to be fresh tomatoes, But if if you go down your local greasy spoon, it's probably tinned, but it's cooked the same way. And then you'd have toast, but you'd also have fried toast as well. So you get the option of toast or fried toast. Fried toast is great, but it's so unhealthy for you. Fried egg and scrambled egg, or one or the other. Black pudding. Do you have black pudding?
Is that a blood pudding? Is that the same as that, or no?
Say again, sorry.
Is that blood pudding?
It is,
Okay.
and that's a classic staple of an all-day English breakfast. People struggle to wrap their heads around that one.
I don't think I've ever had it. I would try it though.
It's incredibly tasty, but when you think about what you're eating, don't think about it. Just eat it. Basically.
Yeah, why would I do that?
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, the all-day breakfast is fantastic, but not every day. It's not good. But then there are so many places around here where you can get an all-day breakfast sandwich or an all-day breakfast baguette, and that's one of my problems because I'm always tempted by the all-day breakfast baguette. In fact, I'll be totally honest with you. I had one this morning and yesterday.
I'm eating 2 right now.
Yeah. John says John's in Texas, and his hometown has a Long John Mikey from Planet Houston.
Oh, okay, good. I like Long John Silver's. I wish we had one near me. Probably if I just get out of the city proper, there's probably something out there, but I don't. Okay, where's the other one at this?
Michael says it's a similar taste. Flake is a similar taste to. It's a white meat fish, so it's similar to cod, I think. Got Blake in the house. Hello, Blake.
Hey, Blake.
Stopping by. Ghost says, Mikey, when I was in London last time, the KFC did not even have mashed potatoes. They had chips.
Wow.
Actually, our KFC does have mashed potato and gravy.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty iconic mashed potato, which doesn't resemble any other mashed potato in the universe. I don't think it doesn't seem quite. It's not instant, but it's almost like that kind of texture. It's very, very consistent throughout, but it's good. I like it, and of course the gravy makes it though, as with most mashed potatoes.
Yeah. John agrees that they like the hot stuff with no flavor. The hot stuff that you regret when going to the restroom. Yeah.
Gives you time to sit and think about what you've done.
G4 says in the US, curry is mostly found in Indian food.
Yes.
Yeah. So I live in the Midlands and not far from Birmingham, which is a big industrial center and or a former industrial center, yeah, huge, massive populations of people from India and Bangladesh and Pakistan, and we have what's called the Balti Triangle. Have you ever had a Balti before?
I don't know what that is.
Basically, it was made in England. It's like a wok based curry that was basically made to sort of blend Indian dishes with English tastes. So yeah, so if you ever come to England, you've got to come to the Midlands, and you've got to come to the Balti Triangle, and you've got to have a Balti because nothing tastes better than a Balti. It's just unbelievable.
Huh.
Hugely massive naan bread, and you eat straight out of a huge boiling hot wok. Chicken and onions and peppers and masala sauces and boiling hot, and yeah, fantastic.
That sounds terrific.
Very good. John says, I'd say you guys would love proper Indian curry. Yeah, exactly. That's just what I was talking about. Yeah, I love curry, and then also a Balti. So there's a bit of a slight difference between a curry and a Balti, but yeah, if you come to the Midlands, you can have every type of curry or Balti ever you could ever imagine. It's fantastic. Michael says KFC in Australia has mashed potatoes with gravy and chips. Rorzaf says a better quality English breakfast would have grilled fresh tomatoes. There you go. I always steer clear of the tomatoes, so I'm not a fan. Give me extra. I'm not going to say that then. I know what you were going to say, Bob. You were going to say, give me extra. You were going to say, give me extra sausage, weren't you? You silly man. I did catch myself then. I've just realised I've been building off camera as well for the last 10 minutes.
I have to keep checking my camera too. So I forget that it doesn't move with my hands.
Yeah, the lower end of the breakfast market is tinned, yeah, for sure. Yeah, and if you're really posh, you'll have eggs Benedict, yeah, or oh, what's it? Not boiled egg. What's the other one? Not fried, not boiled.
Poached.
Poached. There you go.
I love poached eggs.
Yeah, me too. There's a good art to making a good poached egg as well, isn't there?
Yeah, if you do it properly.
Teaspoon of balsamic vinegar.
Oh yeah.
In the hot water. Jonathan says bacon, sausages, eggs, white pudding, beans, hash browns for a proper fry up. There you go. He's adding the white pudding in.
I don't know if that is either.
Who can explain? I don't know if
it's
I can
not tapioca, right?
No. No, it's like bread pudding.
Okay. Bread pudding, I know.
Mr. Ghost says, I think the English breakfast is so large because most people didn't eat a real meal for lunch and they need the calories for the day. That's it. That's exactly it. If you have a full day breakfast, you don't need to eat for the rest of the day. Oh, here we go. We're getting some regional rivalry now. Blues piping up with Bradford is the place for the curry. I will politely say no. The Birmingham is the best place for a curry. Balti is from the Midlands. Yes, you get a good curry at Bradford. Not saying you don't, but Baltis are from the Midlands, so you've got to come to the Midlands if you want a Balti blue. We're going to get there's going to be some Yorkshire versus Midlands banter going on now.
I think food is probably the best way to get people involved in the chat. Doesn't it always seem to bring out a lot of comments? I know that when I'm in the chat, I'll start talking a lot once the subject is food.
Messiah loves his Thai curries. Oh, me too. Yeah, I've got a. They're healthier though, aren't they? The Thai curry. The Thai curry is a lot healthier. More of a palate cleanser as well. Connor says an English breakfast is an Irish breakfast with less crack.
Yeah, and going back to that Irish, I don't know if an Irish breakfast is the thing that we had when we were touring in Ireland, but the tomatoes were raw, so that's what, they weren't cooked, and so I was wondering if that's an Irish thing or a bed and breakfast thing, or if it was just.
Well, I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare say there isn't much difference between an Irish and English breakfast. So I'm not going to say that, and I'll leave it. I will leave it to our honourable Irish friends in the chat to explain the difference between an English and an Irish breakfast. Because although subtle, I'm sure there is some genuine difference there. So let us know, Connor and Jonathan. John Choker's heading out. See you later, Salacious. Nice to meet you, Mikey. Guys in the chat, see you later.
Nice meeting you, John. Thanks for coming.
He's a good boy, Jonathan. He's a good boy, John. He's a beautiful boy. Jonathan says white pudding consists of suet or fat, oatmeal or barley, and breadcrumbs. In some cases, pork and pork liver filled into a natural or cellulose sausage casing. There you go.
Wow. Okay.
Blue says the number one Indian restaurant is actually in Bolton. I don't know how you know that it's the number one. We've got
It's a
hundreds of
scientific
it.
fact.
Yeah, we've got hundreds, literally hundreds of Indian restaurants. The
But you only have
Balti
one number one.
to be honest with you, the Balti, by the way, is not an Indian. Is not Indian anyway. Blue. The Balti is Kashmiri. It's Pakistani. Connor says, "Oh no, those tomatoes should have been grilled." There you go. You should leave a terrible review on Yelp.
I like raw tomatoes. I think I probably prefer them to cooked tomatoes in most circumstances. Now that I'm thinking about
it. Connor says, "Blue, you need to not trust those signs in the windows, Blue." That's true because every Indian restaurant in Birmingham says this is the number one Indian restaurant.
Okay.
Blink says, I always thought the English fry-up just tended to have hash browns added compared to the Irish version of a fry-up. I always thought the English fry-up tended to have hash browns added compared to the Irish version of a fry-up.
My limited experience with what I don't even know was an Irish breakfast didn't have any hash browns anytime we had it. Just the toast and eggs and sausage and bacon.
I have to have hash browns. I cannot go without hash browns. I've got a hash brown problem.
Yes, we've been meaning to just talk to you about that, Salacious. In fact, that's why we staged this Lego. It's an intervention.
I need an intervention. Stop eating those hash browns, for God's sake, Bob. Blue says, Google it. There we go. Michael says, Balti curry was invented in Birmingham. There we go. I told you, in 1980s. Pakistani background. There you go. Thank you. Exactly right. I do know. We live here. I know. We know. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Connor says, in Wales, they use tin tomatoes with a fry-up. I was shocked at first, but liked it. All right, let's go down.
I guess it's probably because fish and chips are so popular in England, but I noticed that vinegar seems to be much more commonly used condiment in England than it is in America. You don't typically have vinegar on the table. You know.
Well, that's probably stems from the Industrial Revolution and the fact that it was probably used to masquerade tastes.
Sure.
You know, and so you throw vinegar on everything to make it, you know.
Yeah, we have ketchup. Americans have ketchup for that. It's our masker of choice.
Yeah, I think that maybe that's something we inherited from you. I don't know. Ketchup, I think. Although I don't know. Heinz tomato sauce is as prevalent here, I think, as it is over there. So, it's.
I want to try the brown sauce that everyone's talking about.
Yeah. So, yes, there's a few different types of brown sauce in England. So, there's brown sauce, there's fruity brown sauce, and then there's HP, which is basically a brand of brown sauce. It's called Houses of Parliament. It's Heinz basically, but it's Heinz HP Houses of Parliament. But
I think that's the one I was looking at on Amazon was HP.
It's got a slight little kink to it. Great with bacon butty and brown sauce. And brown sauce is brilliant. what have I done? I made a mistake. There we go. Let's catch up with the chat. Jonathan says, what Mikey got over here was pretty much a standard fry up, except the lazy shits didn't grill the tomatoes.
And for that, I thank them.
Here we go. Here's a bit more regional arguing. Blue says, why are we talking Balties? I'm talking about real curries.
Shots fired.
Not really baited by that, to be honest. Not really baited. not really, not really baited by that. Them funny Yorkshire people with them funny Yorkshire accents. Talk all funny. Bless them. Rozov says, my fish and chips are here. Send me a link and I'll do a live stream. Do we want to should we send Mikey the link so he can show us his fish and chips? You're not on social media, Rozov, so I wouldn't know where to send it. Tell me where to send it and we'll do a live, a one of a kind live unboxing of fish and chips, unpackaging of fish and chips. That would be fascinating, actually. Rolando says, I love crispy shredded hash browns. Oh, yes. Now you're talking. G-Force is off to put up the decorations. See you, G-Force.
See you, G-Force. Nice meeting you.
Ghost says, I like HP sauce in the UK because I use 57 sauce here a lot. But yes.
Is it comparable to Heinz 57 sauce? Because that I know.
I don't know what that is.
It's a sweeter. It's like a steak sauce, but it's sweeter.
Okay. Michael says fish and chips are huge in Australia, and some enjoy vinegar on it. Tomato sauce probably more popular. What, tomato sauce on fish and chips? No. No, Michael. No.
Doesn't sound great, Michael.
Connor, send that link. Rozaf, we want to see the fish and chips, so tell me where to send the link. We're almost at 2 hours, so we're 1 hour 57.
Okie doke. Well, I've just put these things on backwards, so maybe I need to rest my eyes.
Okay, that's probably a telltale sign now that we need to gradually bring this to a halt.
Yeah, I think 2 hours is a good amount of time.
Okay. So let's just finish up the chat. Michael said, "Oh, we've said that." Rozaf, I'm joking, Bob. I would never share my fish and chips with everyone, not even on a live stream. Stumbler, hey Stumbler, hey Stumbler. Stumbler stops by before heading to work to give a thumbs up. Thank you, Mr. Stumbler. I appreciate it. Great. Well, you've been watching Monkey and Lizard Lego builds. I want to thank you for stopping by and everyone in the chat that's been hanging out with us. You've been watching Mikey in Houston. Let's have a little look at your progress.
Doesn't it look fantastic?
But Mikey has been building the Razor Crest, and you can. There we go. Look at that. It's gonna be great in the end.
It's gonna be beautiful.
It's gonna be beautiful. And you can follow Mikey on Twitter or Instagram at Mikey in Houston. So please do so. You can also follow Salacious Rum on YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram. Please give the video a like. Remember to leave us a friendly comment and turn on those notifications. You guys have been awesome. You got a final word for everyone in the chat, Mikey?
Hey, thanks for everyone joining in the chat. It was a lot of fun. Thank you, Salacious and Bob, for hosting me, and we'll see you next week.
It's been great having you, Mikey. I hope we can do it again. It's been
Thank you,
fun.
sir.
It's been really fun, real fun.
So
stop by. Yeah, we'll be back next week, same time. So anyone that wants to, if anyone wants to join, let me know. I'll send you the link. I can have up to 10 people streaming, all building Lego at once. So if anyone wants to come and hang out with us, let us know. If you want to support Josh Anderson, who's going through it at the moment, if you want to donate and help Josh, who's just suffered a horrendous fire at his house, then his PayPal address is along the bottom. I'll leave you to do that in your own time if you want to do that. And that leaves us to say one final thing, Salacious. That's right, Mikey. I've got to say it, and I remember. Monkey lizards are for life. Not for spit roasting. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Some things just have to be said to all the monkey lovers out there in England, down under, the States, around the world, in Kowak. Monkey lizards make very good lovers. That's right.